Hello, Art of Passionate Intimacy. This is Violet, and I am so excited to be with you tonight and talk about a subject that's really misunderstood. So, what I'm finding is that a lot of women think that in order to find a man, they need to lower their standards. And that's just so completely wrong. And so I want to clear up a lot of the heartache that comes from really wanting to be with a partner and then feeling sad about it or feeling like, oh, it's not happening. And then feeling like, well, I've just got to settle for crumbs or I've got to take what I can get. So if you've ever been in a situation where you were dating someone that you felt wasn't really quite enough for you, maybe they weren't, emotionally supportive enough. Maybe they tended to be kind of flaky. Maybe they didn't treat you that well. But then you started thinking, well, this might be as good as it gets, or I'm getting older, I guess I should just put up with this. If you've ever been in that situation, just write a little comment or give a little heart on the screen. So what I'm talking about is this tendency that we have to have a scarcity mindset when it comes to men. And that causes us to really lower our standards, put up with poor behavior, and then judge ourselves, telling ourselves that, we're not pretty enough, or that we're getting older, or that, there's something wrong with us. And that's just not true. So it's a huge myth that the lower your standards, the more men you will attract and the higher quality men you'll attract. And it's also a total myth about like being too picky or you can't get what you want. Blah, it's not true. You can totally get what you want in love and in every area of your life if you're willing to be self-aware and if you're willing to be committed and to work for it. So a lot of women that I'll speak to, they'll say, I'm going on dates from online dating, but I'm just feeling so sad. I'm feeling so dejected. Hi, Deborah. Thank you. I'm feeling so burnt out. So how many of you go on like maybe 3-4 dates a month? Some of you might even go on 3 or 4 dates a week. But like most things, we really just need like the best quality. So it's more important to go out with a quality man than to go out on a bunch of dates. So it's a huge myth that dating is a numbers game. And I'm going to say that again. It is a huge myth that dating is a numbers game. Because what you're looking for is one person who's going to uplift you and spend the rest of your life with you. And a lot of times we think, well, I'm just going to have to go through the pain of going through hundreds and hundreds of dates in order to find my person. But the problem is that the more we go out on all these dates that aren't really serving us, the more guarded we are, the worse we feel about ourselves, and then we might miss out on who could be an incredible partner for us. So it's more about quality than quantity, which is why it's so important to keep your standards really high. Now, this doesn't mean, counterintuitively, this doesn't mean being really picky about surface things. So what I mean by that is if your standards are, he needs to look a certain way, he needs to have a certain amount of money in his bank account, he needs to, open the door for me every time. Like if it's just about external things, then you might be missing the boat. So when I say keep your standards high, I mean keep your standards high about how you feel. Like don't spend time with someone who doesn't treat you well. Don't spend time with someone that you feel you've got to walk on eggshells around all the time. Don't spend time with someone that you have that feeling of like, oh, I hope he really likes me. I really need him to like me. Like all of that pleading or desperation or making ourselves feel small in order for a man to come towards us is precisely what is backfiring either in a relationship or even when you're just dating. And so I just really want to clear up this myth that you need to have low standards in order to attract plenty of men. And I also want to clear up the myth that it's all about the externals and that he needs to prove himself with all of these status symbols. Because time and time again, when I speak to a woman, she doesn't say, he needs to have $500,000 in his bank account. She says, I want to feel safe. I want to feel important. I want to feel stable. And I want to feel loved. I want to feel like he really cares about me. And of course, it feels fabulous to have a man show his affection for us in those ways, like splurging and taking us on fancy dates or buying us jewelry. But at the heart of it, we just want to feel special. Like, don't you just want to feel special in your relationships? I want to feel special in my relationships. I want to feel cherished. I want to feel loved. And that happens really from keeping your standards high about what behavior you'll accept and how you want to feel when you're with someone. The beautiful thing about all of this is that it's totally in your control. So granted, things happen in life where we might feel knocked off our game for a second. We might feel hurt. We might feel shocked. We might feel scared. But when you have the resiliency and the commitment to yourself and your vision and your highest well-being, then none of those things will keep you down for long because you'll always be taking inspired action towards what you want. So what I really want to share is that it's absolutely possible for you to have this amazing relationship. And girl, I want you to keep your standards high, but not about the surface things. I want you to keep your standards high about the things that really matter, about how you want to feel, how you want to be treated, and the sort of life you want to create with your partner. So this is the big stumbling block that oftentimes we get into when we're doing online dating, is that we get in this cycle of going on too many dates. We forget what we even want. We decide to start settling, and that can just spell disaster. So if you've ever seen yourself in that situation, if you're in that situation right now, I would totally love to talk, because I want to hear more about what you really want from the inside out and what might be getting in your way in getting that in your love life. So if you haven't yet set up time to talk with our team, then I would totally love to speak with you and share more about these blocks that might be getting in your way. Either I or my team member, Kelly Jean, will be guiding you through all the delicious details of your vision and what might be getting in your way and what you can do about it in order to take inspired action and stop settling and get everything that you want. So if you have any questions, please chat them in. Even if you're listening to this later, this is short and sweet. I'm gonna start doing shorter videos more often on this page so that we can really get into the details of what might be keeping you from having what you want. And some of it is just this misinformation about there, like it's a numbers game or that you need to lower your standards. It's just not true. So I want you to get everything you want by raising your vibration, by raising your standards, and by being very selective with who you date. So I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Kelly Jean, for commenting as well. And yes, have a beautiful rest of your night and keep your standards high for the good stuff. All right, lots of love to you. Bye.